Welcome to tonight's journey. This video helps you for deep sleeping by guiding you from the edge of a peaceful forest under a twilight sky of crushed blueberries and soft slate into an ancient sanctuary where time moves only with the slow growth of trees. Before we begin our walk along the silver path, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and like this video if you find peace in these stories. Your support helps us create more moments of rest for everyone. Now, find your most comfortable position, let the weight of the day settle, and prepare to enter the quiet forest. The invitation to stillness. The day is done. The noise of the world has faded, and the sun has finished its slow descent beyond the horizon, leaving behind a sky the color of crushed blueberries and soft slate. It is a time for letting go, for releasing the hours that have passed and turning your attention inward. You find yourself standing at the very edge of an ancient, peaceful forest. This place is far removed from the rush of daily life. It is a sanctuary where the trees have stood for centuries, watching the days turn into nights in an endless, comforting rhythm. There is no wind here, only the deep, resonant silence of nature preparing for rest. It is a silence that feels heavy and soft, like a blanket draped over the world. Before you lies a path, wide and inviting, covered in a thick layer of silver sand that seems to glow with its own internal light. This path is your guide tonight, a luminous ribbon cutting through the shadows, leading you toward a place of deep, restorative sleep. As you take your first step, notice how the ground feels. It is firm but forgiving beneath your feet. It supports you completely. With every step, you feel a sense of release, knowing that you are leaving the noise of the modern world behind. There are no demands here, no schedules to keep, and no destinations to reach, other than the quiet center of your own relaxation. The air here is cool, exactly the right temperature, feeling like silk against your skin. It bathes your face and hands in a gentle, refreshing wash that soothes away any lingering heat or tension. As you breathe in deeply, the scent of pine needles and damp earth fills your senses. It is a rich, organic aroma, a grounding smell, a scent that reminds you of the stability of the earth. With every inhalation, you draw in the peace of the forest. With every exhalation, you release the weight of the day. You walk slowly, for there is no reason to hurry. In this forest, time does not move in minutes or hours. Instead, it moves in the slow growth of trees and the gentle turning of the leaves. You allow your pace to match this ancient rhythm. You watch your feet as they move rhythmically over the silver sand, left and right, left and right. The motion is hypnotic and steady. With every movement, your muscles become a little more loose, a little more heavy. You feel the knots in your back unraveling. Your shoulders, which might have been held high throughout the day, now drop. Gravity gently pulls them down, away from your ears. You feel the tension draining out of your neck, flowing down your arms and evaporating from your fingertips. You are becoming lighter in spirit, yet pleasantly heavier in body. The Hall of Silver Birches. The path curves gently, leading you into a grove of silver birch trees. The atmosphere here changes slightly. It feels lighter, more ethereal. The trunks of the birches are slender and pale, rising up like pillars in a great natural hall. They stand like silent guardians, their white bark reflecting the faint starlight that filters down from above. The bark is smooth, and in the moonlight, it looks like parchment. You pause for a moment, drawn to the texture of these beautiful trees. You reach out a hand and let your fingers graze the surface of a tree as you pass. It is cool and dry to the touch. Connecting with the tree, you feel its quiet vitality. You feel the strength of the tree, its roots going deep into the dark, nourishing soil, anchoring it firmly against the turning of the world, while its branches reach peacefully toward the stars. You look upward. The canopy above is a delicate lace of leaves. The leaves are still, etched against the night sky. Through the small gaps in the foliage, you can see the sky darkening to a deep velvet black. It is the color of infinite depth, a vast expanse that invites you to expand your awareness and let go of small worries. The stars are beginning to appear, one by one. They are not the harsh, glaring lights of the city. Here, they do not flicker brightly. They pulse with a steady, low light, like distant lanterns hung to guide your way. You pick one star to follow, a small, steady light directly ahead of you. It becomes a focal point for your mind, a singular anchor in the vastness of the night. As you watch it, you feel your breathing begin to slow down. You synchronize your breath with the steady pulse of the star. You inhale the cool night air for a count of 4, filling your lungs completely, and you exhale the warmth for a count of 6, emptying them entirely. In, 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The rhythm is soothing, rocking you internally. The silence of the birch grove is absolute. Not even a cricket chirps here. It is a sanctuary of stillness. It is a silence that does not feel empty, but rather full of peace. You notice how the shadows of the trees stretch out across the path, long and thin. In this safe place, they are not scary. They are merely the absence of light, a soft gray quilt laid over the ground to cushion the earth. You feel yourself becoming part of the shadows, moving with the same effortless grace as the moonlight shifting across the floor. The path of pine and cedar. As you leave the birches behind, the environment deepens. The path changes underfoot. The silver sand gives way to a thick, springy carpet of fallen pine needles. This natural mat creates a profound hush. Now your footsteps make no sound at all. It is as if you were floating, drifting through the corridor of trees without effort. The trees here are much larger, ancient cedars and towering pines that have stood for centuries. They are massive, dark shapes that loom protectively around you. Their branches are heavy with needles, creating a dense protective roof over your head. You feel enclosed, sheltered, and incredibly safe. The scent here is stronger now. The sharp, clean smell of resin and the sweet, woody aroma of cedar. It is a fragrance that has existed for thousands of years, unchanged by the passing of time. It is a refreshing scent that clears your mind. Imagine that any lingering thoughts from your day, tasks to be done, conversations had, simply float away like wood smoke in the air. They dissolve into the atmosphere, leaving no trace. They have no place here. Here, there is only the texture of the ground, the scent of the trees, and the feeling of your own steady heartbeat. To the side of the path, you come across a fallen log covered in a thick layer of emerald green moss. It looks inviting, a natural resting place. You decide to sit for a moment. The moss is incredibly soft, like a cushion made of 1,000 tiny feathers. It yields gently to your weight, holding you comfortably. You sit in the darkness, leaning your back against the solid trunk of a living tree. The bark feels sturdy against your spine, offering you its strength. From this seated position, connected to the ground and the tree, you can feel the vibration of the forest. It is a very low, very deep hum, the sound of the earth breathing. It resonates within your own chest, slowing your heart rate, aligning you with the slow geologic pace of the natural world. You close your eyes for a moment, and in the darkness behind your eyelids, you see only the soft, swirling colors of deep relaxation. Drifting purples, deep blues, and soft grays swirl in your mind's eye. You are safe. You are protected by the giants of the wood. After a time, enjoying the stillness, you stand up. Your body feels heavier now, as if you are moving through warm water. The relaxation has sunk deep into your bones. You continue down the path, moving deeper into the woods, and soon a new sound reaches your ears. It is a liquid sound, the gentle, rhythmic bubbling of a brook. It is a happy, murmuring sound that calls to you. You follow the sound, turning a corner to find a small stream winding its way between mossy rocks. The stream is a ribbon of movement in the stillness. The water is dark, but it catches the light of the moon, creating ripples of silver and mercury. The light dances on the surface, mesmerizing and beautiful. You walk to the edge of the water and watch a small eddy spin slowly near the bank. It turns and turns, a perfect circle of motion, before smoothing out and flowing downstream. You imagine your thoughts are like that water, moving, flowing, and eventually becoming perfectly still. Just as the water flows over obstacles without struggle, your mind flows over any worries, carrying them away. The sound of the brook is hypnotic. It is a constant white noise that drowns out the rest of the world. Plip, plop, gurgle. The sound washes over you. The water carries away the heat of the day. You reach down and dip your fingers into the stream. The water is cold, shockingly clear and refreshing. The sensation is sharp but pleasant, a tactile reminder of the present moment. It wakes up your senses just enough to make the coming sleep feel even more inviting. You watch a leaf fall from a branch above and land gently into the water. It lands with barely a ripple. It doesn't struggle against the current. It simply lets the water take it. It drifts over a small pebble, spins once, and disappears into the shadows under a wooden footbridge. You feel a desire to follow that leaf, to drift just as effortlessly into the shadows of the Fern Valley. You cross the small bridge. The wood under your feet is weathered and smooth, worn soft by the passage of time and the elements. On the other side of the brook, the landscape shifts again. The forest opens up into a sheltered valley filled with giant ferns. This place feels prehistoric and lush. The ferns are as tall as your waist, their fronds unfurling in delicate spirals. They create a sea of green that ripples in the gentle air. They are a deep midnight green, and they hold the dew of the evening. As you walk through the ferns, they brush against your legs, leaving tiny droplets of cool water on your skin. It is a gentle sensation, like a soft caress from nature itself. The air in this valley is still and humid, smelling of fresh rain and green life. It is a nourishing air, rich with oxygen and peace. You feel as though you are walking through a dream. The world is soft here. There are no hard edges here. Everything is rounded, curved, and gentle. The shapes of the hills, the curve of the fern fronds, the bend of the branches, everything flows in soft, soothing lines. In the center of the valley stands a single massive oak tree. It is the king of this valley, a guardian of the night. Its roots are like great gnarled hands gripping the earth, creating natural hollows and seats. You approach the tree with reverence. You find a spot between two great roots where the ground is covered in the softest clover. You lie down, resting your head on a cushion of leaves. The ground holds you. From this vantage point, you look up through the oak's massive branches. They spread out like a vast network, dark silhouettes against the indigo sky. They are like a map of 1,000 journeys, twisting and turning against the starry sky. You watch the way the leaves move, a tiny microscopic dance in the faint breeze. Swish, sway, swish, sway. Rest there for a while, but you know there is one final place waiting for you, the heart of the forest. You realize you are ready to find your final place of rest. You stand one last time, your limbs feeling like lead, heavy and warm. Every movement is slow and deliberate. You walk to the very heart of the forest. Here, the trees draw back to reveal a wide, circular clearing. It is a secret chamber in the woods, a place of perfect isolation. There are no stones here, no sticks, no thorns. The entire floor of the clearing is a deep, undulating sea of moss. This moss is different from what you saw before. It is thick, several inches deep, and varying in shades from sage to forest green. Even in the dim light, it looks plush and inviting. It looks like the most comfortable bed ever created by nature. You walk to the center of the clearing and let yourself sink down. You lower your body onto the moss, and it accepts you instantly. The moss doesn't just support you, it cradles you. It conforms to your shape, filling in the space beneath the small of your back, supporting your neck, softening the ground beneath your hips. It holds your head at the perfect angle. It surrounds your arms and legs, making you feel as though you are floating in a warm, weightless void. The boundary between your body and the earth seems to dissolve. You are grounded, yet you feel light as air. You look up, and for the first time, you see the full expanse of the night sky. The clearing provides a window to the universe. The Milky Way is a river of light flowing across the blackness. It is a wash of diamond dust, a celestial stream that mirrors the brook you passed earlier. You watch a single shooting star streak across the horizon. It is a quick, silent flash of white light, and then it is gone, leaving the sky even darker and more peaceful than before. You feel a great sense of gratitude for this place. You are thankful for the silence, for the comfort of the moss, and for the safety of the trees. It is always here, waiting for you, whenever you need to find the silence. The night is at its deepest point now. The world has fully settled. A soft mist begins to roll in from the edges of the clearing. It moves silently, a ghostly tide. It is a dry, comfortable mist, like a blanket of gray silk. It moves slowly, curling around the trunks of the trees, flowing over the ferns, and eventually reaching the edges of your mossy bed. It wraps the world in cotton wool, dampening sound, softening sight. The mist obscures the stars, turning the sky into a soft, uniform charcoal. The world is shrinking, becoming smaller and more intimate. The vastness of the universe fades away, leaving only the immediate comfort of your resting place. There is only the moss beneath you, the mist around you, and the slow, steady rhythm of your breath. In and out, in and out. Your heart rate is slow and calm. Your mind is quiet. The forest has done its work. It has taken the fragments of your day and woven them into a tapestry of shadows and soft sounds. Everything is integrated. Everything is resolved. You feel a wave of sleepiness wash over you. Not a sudden drop, but a slow rising tide. It is irresistible and warm. It starts at your toes and moves up through your legs, relaxing every muscle, turning them to water, into your torso, slowing your internal rhythm, down your arms to your heavy hands, and finally, it reaches your eyes. Your eyelids are far too heavy to keep open. You let them close. The visual world is gone now. Behind your eyes, there is only the peaceful, velvet darkness of the forest at night. It is a darkness that holds you, loves you, and keeps you safe. You listen one last time to the distant, fading sound of the brook. It is barely a whisper now, a faint memory of sound. Sleep, it says. Sleep, the trees whisper. Sleep, the earth murmurs. You are not just in the forest, you are part of it. You are a leaf on a tree, a stone in the stream, a star in the sky. You are heavy, you are still, you are deep, deep asleep.